Fortnite originally was never intended to be the battle royale genre as it is today. The development of the game started around 2012 when the zombie survival series were huge. Fortnite's original plan was to put a twist on this gameplay by being able to build bases with traps. However, it wasn't until 2017 when they finally finished the development on this project. As you can guess, this style of gameplay had become oversaturated and people had moved on to a different genre. This genre was of course Battle Royale, which Fortnite decided to have a go at. It was an instant hit. To start things off, Fortnite in its prime was a flourishing and thriving community of gamers. People instantly fell in love with its cartoonish style and this new mechanic that had never been seen in a battle royale before. This mechanic is of course being able to build your own cover. Adding this in a battle royale created more outplay potential and overall new exciting gameplay. It was because of these factors upon release it had a whopping 10 million players within its first month. During this peak, reaching a total player count of 15 million in a single day. In this video, I'll talk about the rise, the downfall, and more importantly, the bright future Fortnite has. During Fortnite's uprise, everyone was hearing of it. This is largely due to content creators playing the game. This included people like Nick30, Markiplier, and even big names such as Drake playing with Ninja. Yes, even the music guy played Fortnite. With this form of free promotion, it was an instant hit. The game got weekly updates to keep the game fresh, and if you add all of these crazy events with lots of build-up and success, it forms a very creator-friendly game. There was something new guaranteed to cover at least once a week. As a result, everybody knew about the game during this time. Anybody who had access to the internet couldn't take a breath being safe from the plague that was Fortnite. The game got so big to the point you'd go to school and talk to your friends about Fortnite, even waking up early to play the new seasons. This is truly how entertaining the game was at the time from 2017 to 2021. I say until 2021 because they made some very controversial changes. However, that's for later in the video. At this point in time, Epic Games were drowning in money, as people were happily buying these unique and cool cosmetics that range from skins to back blings. However, their main source of income was the Battle Pass. For the price of $10 or 950 V-Bucks, you could get 100 tiers of cosmetics, usually 8 of which at least would contain a skin. To buy one skin from the item shop costs 800 to 2000 V-Bucks. It doesn't stop there, no. You would also get more V-Bucks than you paid for originally. This was smart for one of two reasons. You had to play the game more to level up your battle pass fully. On top of that, it also provides so much value that you'd want it every single season. It was such a great idea, almost every other game nowadays has a battle pass. But that's a topic for another day. Soon, big names such as John Wick would be added to the battle pass, which players would associate with sweats and to stay away from. The reason why I mention this is to show off the skill gap. Some people loved it and wanted to constantly improve their mechanics and overall skill, and on the other end of the spectrum, people were starting to miss when building was just used to create forts to hide in or to get to certain places on the map like a hill. However, Fortnite started to lean into the competitive side of the game and encouraged it with things such as tournaments and a competitive game mode. Fortnite's first tournament would end up being the World Cup. It was a huge success. They marketed it towards everyone, as anyone could play and possibly qualify to get flown to New York City. Oh, and did I forget to mention it had a $30 million prize pool? Yes, you heard me right, 30 million. Everyone was excited to compete and earn themselves a spot on that stage. When it came time for the event, you could just tell how invested the crowds were into this game. Look at some of these reactions.
Folks, it might be time for the shockwave play. Booga can soar up into the sky. Go for it, here it is! Shockwave to hide! Shots coming in! No elimination yet for the first game victory royale! Oh my gosh, confident play. Your Fortnite World Champion! Booga!
Yes, people used to get that excited about Fortnite, and rightfully so. At this time, it was still booming. Now, let's compare it to a game that's considered mainstream currently. I feel as though the hype that the World Cup brought to the table will always shadow over the competitive scene and serve as a reminder that the tournaments nowadays will never be able to replicate the same experience. It would come to no surprise that around this time, it was still the most played game, even 2 years later. However, from the top, you can only go down, and down it went. As I mentioned earlier, in 2021, the first sign Fortnite was heading in a bad direction was revealed. In Chapter 2, Season 6, they added a ton of animals which messed with the performance dramatically in the game. On top of that, they started to change the beloved cartoon graphics and started to make it a little more realistic. And we haven't even touched the general gameplay that was added this season. Crafting was their innovative idea, as if no other game had crafting as a core mechanic. Obviously, this change came with a lot of backlash. Rightfully so. They had even removed all of the guns the community loved to add a glorified drum gun and a combat shotgun with less damage. However, they did keep some parts of the map, such as Pleasant Park, Slurpy Swamps, and Lazy Lake that players grew to love. They redeemed themselves with a very solid season directly after. This was the last season I genuinely enjoyed, as it added old drop spots and the old weapons everyone loved. To top it off, they ended the season with a banger of an event with some amazing visuals. When you do such a stunning job, it becomes hard to live up to the high expectations you set 7 years in a row. If the community doesn't like the season launch event, it leads to a lot of the players disregarding the season in general. After that though, it was bad choice after bad choice. For example, why haven't we seen a pump shotgun in 2 years? This gun was a fan favorite, and it still is in fan-made maps today. And then they continued to get rid of the charm the daily item shop had. Let me explain. Before, the item shop had been a daily shop and a featured shop, which lasted a week. This was a great concept, as newly released skins had a short period of time for players to buy, almost adding a sense of urgency to buy the skins. You had 24 hours to get a skin you wanted, then who knows when the next time it would be back in the item shop. I remember backing out of games when it came near the daily item shop. Of course, they occasionally added some bundles that were separate, like Christmas bundles that costed money instead of V-Bucks. However, these were still limited time bundles. Now look at the item shop nowadays. It's unreal what they've done to it. It's just brand deal after brand deal. Epic Games very clearly is driven by money, and it shows, as every battle pass has some brand deal in it now. And then that brand deal genuinely affects the map, whether it's special items in the game, usually very broken, or even whole places on the map dedicated to the franchise. Fortnite now has more ads than literal TV, and it ruins the game. However, all is not bad. I am very hopeful about the new additions coming to Fortnite, as they are bringing back a season from Chapter 1. This has the most potential for a great season, as Chapter 1 was Fortnite's sweet spot. All of the seasons were received well, guns were balanced, and universally enjoyed. This will lead to a big group of players coming back to enjoy the golden age. The question is, what will Fortnite do with this returning player base? Will they just waste the opportunity with a horrible season right after, or capitalize off this opportunity? There isn't a lot of information at the time I'm writing this script, other than Chapter 1 is confirmed coming back. However, it should be out by the time this video is done. Only time will tell. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, and maybe even drop a like. Also, check out this video YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Peace.